Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's tutorial, we will talk about what are loops in Python. So let's get started. Before we jump right into it, we must understand what are loops and why we need to use them. So let's say I want to make my compiler do something over and over again, right? So I think it's foolish to just write, let's say if I want to print something, I have to print it multiple times, right? But so I think we should take some other example because printing in Python is easier. So I just need to use the string operation and it will print it for me multiple times. I can make it more readable as well. So let's say I have a block of code that I have to run multiple times. Or if we have to take this example, let's say I want to print the number of hello that is being printed. So if I do this, it will just print me 1. I want it to be like 1 hello, 2 hello, 3 hello, etc. So that's where loops come in handy. So loops are a way to tell your computer to do something over and over again until some condition is met, right? So what I mean by that, we will see it right about now. Let's look at types of loop and how to implement it in Python. So there are multiple types of loops in Python. We will talk about for loop. So we know what are loops, right? So what's the point of having multiple ways to write a loop, right? But they have different purpose. You can achieve almost everything with any kind of loop, but it quite comes in handy when you have to write a bigger chunk of code. So it's better to use for loops if we know in advance how many times you want to execute that particular block of code. So let's look at example. So here is a simple loop which prints hello Python 5 times. And if we take the example that we tried to create above, and I want index of that particular hello being printed, I can just write the loop controlling variable here, and because range starts from 0, we can add 1 in it, and here you go. We can make it 50 times as well. So that's quite easy, right? So when I said loop controlling variable, it's the variable that is being counted. So in this particular statement, the condition that is being met is I need to use every element in range 50. So what does range 50 give me? Let's look at it. So this is range 50. It is a generator, so it may not show you anything, but we can typecast it using list, and here you go. So this range, let's make it 5 for more readability. So it has these elements. So for statement will take every element one by one until it has gone through every element of range 5, and when it runs out of the elements, it will stop processing. So the other kind of loop is while loop. So while loops are good when there is some condition that is to be met. Let's look at example. So here is an example of while loop. Here is a condition it does practically the same thing. Let's say I don't want to write count. I want to do the same thing that I did above. I can achieve that using this as well. Here you go. So that's while loop for us. In while loop, you have to make sure that you change this loop controlling variable, because let's say I forgot to increment it, it will keep comparing number 5 with 1, and this loop will go on forever. So make sure that you don't forget to increment or change your loop controlling variable according to your requirements. So there are some other things that come in handy when we talk about loops, and it is either to break the whole looping process or skip a particular step. Let's take the above example to have a better understanding of break and continue. So this is our above example. Let's say I want to break it or make it stop working after 25. I can do something like if I plus 1 is equal or is greater than equal to 25, stop running the loop. So you can see it won't go above or equal to 25. I could have done the exactly same thing without break. I did it this way so that you guys could understand how break works. Like all I needed to do was remove this break, change this condition, and bring this print inside F, and here you go. It will do the exactly same thing that we were getting before, right? So let's say I want to skip these 24 values and just print 25 and onwards. I can use continue. Again, I can do the same thing without continue as well, but it's just for the sake of understanding. What I can do is I can write continue here. So what it will do is if I plus 1 is less than 25, it will just skip the iteration, and we can break this print outside so that it prints something. Otherwise it would have like keep doing the same thing, and when I plus 1 would be greater than equal to 25, it would just do nothing because there was nothing outside the body of F. So if I run this code, you can see all the first 24 entries or print statements are skipped because of this continue, and it is just printing 25 and onward. So that's it for today. What we learned is what are loops, why we use them, what are different types of loop in Python, and how to use break and continue statements in loops. So thank you very much for watching. See you again next time. Bye.